Hello lovelies, it's Sharni Haines from Australia. I'm going to show you how I made this sweet candle box and also how I did the candle. The original style of the box I got from poodles.com. The candle stamped with old retired Stampin' Up stamps, but I will do one with the new ones shortly. And as you can see, there's the beautiful gold stamp. It's a new stamp, ink, sorry, with the steel seams that I used on here. Okay, so let's get to it. So first of all, you'll need a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock and cut it down to 9.5 by 12, and then we score it. So there's an uncut piece, but it's pretty much the same here. Just shows you the scoring marks. So score it 2 7/8, 5 3/4, 8 5/8, and 11 1/2. Turn it sideways, and 2 7/8. And then you just trim off. We'll fold everything and score it, and fold it this way, and then just trim up your base and little nips off the sides. Okay, so all I did was, there was that tiny 1/2 inch strip here. I've just cut it right off the bottom and a little tag. So this bit, when it folds in to make your box, folds it out there. Okay. I'm just going to stamp with this new golden glitz. It's beautiful. And do some random words. I love the finish of this. While that ink's drying, you can work on your lid. So I've just cut one gold foil sheet into 4 pieces, so it's a 6 by 6 now, and I'm going to score it at
1.5 inches on all 4 sides. There's your lid. This is all nice and dry now. I use the rectangle stitched framelits. So you've got that, and then you've got this. I use the largest one of the long elongated ones. and you can choose where you want to have your, actually you can't choose because this will not fit through the cutter as is, it's too long. So what I did is I folded it, I folded over that edge, and again, and again. Okay, so this is the piece you cut. That'll fit. So I placed that in that position and went through the cutter. And there you have it. So keep in mind, you don't want to have this too high up the top because when your lid's on, you'll lose, you don't want to cover up that bit. Okay, so this is actually ready to have the acetate put on in here. At 5 by 2 1/4 inches, and then we tape him down. Make sure he fits. You can use double-sided tape or your other types of adhesive, but the glue is actually the strongest, and I find it quite quick. So now we've got just the base. So I do this bit last, so you've got a clean edge there. Fold in the sides, the back, and then the front. And just do some glue on that. There you have the box. So put it that way. Cut some of this beautiful, very vanilla and copper classic weave ribbon, and tie him up. Okay, so part 2 of this tutorial, I've got a pillar candle. Now the measurements for that are obviously very important, or else it won't match your box, so I'll tell you. This one is just under 6 inches and the diameter is 2 3/4 inches. Okay, so 7 centimeters by 15 centimeters. That's what I've made to measure to fit my box. So that's essential. You need a candle. I'm using soft suede. I'm using Merry Moose stamp set, which is the current one. Tissue paper, just ordinary tissue paper, and wax paper. Wax paper is hard to get in Australia now. We used to get it in the supermarket and now it's gone. So I have to buy it online wherever and however I can get it. It's not easy. Okay, so the trick is I tend to make sure my tissue paper is no bigger than my candle. So if I stamp an image anywhere on there, you can do multiple, but I like to do it all at once. And that way I know I'm not going to stamp over the size of the candle. And I like to do a front and a back. So what I might do on one side is tree. Now it does tend to bleed a little bit I have inked up my pad here, so it is quite juicy. But there's my cute little image. Doesn't seem to matter whether you do the front or the back of the tissue paper. So once you've stamped your image, I might as well do the other side as well, do the other one. This is going to go on the other side of the candle. It doesn't really matter where you stamp it because I'm going to cut them out. Okay, so everything's stamped. Okay, so I've cut out my images, and I find the easiest way to make them stay while I'm working on them is a tiny bit of glue. It dries and you won't see it when you're finished, but it holds it down a little bit better. Now I'm still working out with this wax paper. Some have waxed both sides, some have only one side, and I think I've used this a little bit already, so I'll make sure so hold it over the top, wax facing down if it's only waxed one side. Pull it as tight as you can and start heating up without burning your fingers. And you'll see it starting to melt. Basically, what you're wanting to do is melt the wax from the wax paper onto your stamped image, onto the tissue paper. And I'll just turn it a little. Okay, fingers crossed that has melted. You can actually over melt it. Peel him off, and looks like this one's worked beautifully. There you have it. So what I'm going to do is the same on the other side. Of glue. Haven't used that Kindy glue for years. Make sure it's definitely exactly on the other side. I mean, you could do images all around your candle, just keep going, but just for today's exercise, this is all I'm going to do. Okay, now you can see where you've used your tissue, where you've used your wax. I think I've still got some left. I might even pay to wear gloves, I think, sometimes. Save your fingertips. It's so much fun. Okay, give it a little rub. Fingers crossed. Okay, can you see it hasn't quite vanished? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. There's still a little line, so I'm just going to go over a little bit more there.
very quick. And there we have it. Beautiful candle, ready to go into our beautiful box. Get the lid. I can't find the ribbon, but that's all right. And there we have it, all ready to go. And that's how I did it. So thank you for watching. Take care and see you again.